After completing this lesson, you'll be able to understand revisions, create a new revision, and work with revision clouds. The objective domains covered are 3.4a, Understand Sheet Issues Revisions, 3.4b, Create a Revision, and 4.2a, Develop and Customize Schedules. When changes are made to a drawing and the drawing has been released, you should create a revision and log this in a revision table. The changes to the drawing sheet can be indicated with a revision cloud and a revision tag. You can either control the revisions globally in a project or per sheet. This has to be decided before any revisions are created. Go ahead and open up the model 031 working with revisions. The model opens up in the sheet view S00502 still framing. Most sheets in drawings will contain revisions, and you can see here we have a revision table that's embedded in a drawing sheet. Also, the drawing sheet here will report on the current revision. Revit's revisioning system allows us to create revisions per project or per sheet. Let's take a look at these revision settings. On the View ribbon, select Revisions. In the Sheet Issues Revisions dialog box, you can see one row has been added, and this is the first issue. You'll notice that the numbering is alphanumeric. We have some options here. We can have numeric, alphanumeric, or none. Then we have the date, description, whether it was issued or not, the issued to, and issued by. In this case, I'm going to issue this. Now, when we do this, you can see then that we can't make any edits or changes to that revision because, of course, the drawings have been issued out. Let's also take a look at the numbering. So you can see here, as we've just discussed, the numbering can be set up per project or per sheet. Most projects require you to do this per sheet because different sheets may have different revisions. You may issue one set of drawings but not another set from the same project. A bit further down, you can see we have our numbering options. In this particular project, I'm using alphanumeric, and you can see here that we can then derive a sequence for our alphanumeric numbering. So I'm starting off with a dash, and then we're going through A, B, C, D, and so on. And of course, you'll notice here, if we want to, we can remove letters such as I or perhaps O from the revision sequence. And then here we have an option to set an arc length. So when we create a revision cloud, it will use the arc length specified here. Okay, let's go ahead and add a new revision. So I'm going to click on Add. And our intention here is we've moved this wall, this blockwork wall, and we need to add a revision and mark the drawing as such. So here we can set a date. So we'll have that a day after the original change. We can then put a description in. So here I'm going to say moved blockwork wall 6 inches to right. And here you can see the show is set to cloud and tag. So let's go ahead and say OK. And if we look at the revision schedule, we'll see that we're still on first issue. In order to get this new revision to appear in our revision schedule, we must cloud it. So we'll zoom into the element that's changed, which is this blockwork wall here. We'll select the Annotate ribbon and select Revision Cloud. In the Properties palette, we have something called a sequence. And this is where you decide what revision your cloud refers to. So here, it's going to refer to the revision we've just created, which is Move Blockwork Wall. On the Context ribbon, you can see that we can decide on the type of geometry we're creating for our revision cloud. In this case, it will be a simple rectangle, and we'll then cloud around the wall or the element that's changed. Let's go ahead and select Finish Edit Mode. So the revision cloud is now created. And if we take a look at the revision table, you can see that it's added our new revision through. Also, if we have a look at the current revision on the sheet, it's now changed to revision A. When working with a number of sheets and revisions, it can be quite useful to see these in a tabular format. So we can create a schedule from these. On the View ribbon, select Schedules pull down, and then click Sheet List. In the Sheet List Properties dialog box, I can take the available fields on the left and add them across to the scheduled fields on the right. So I'm going to begin here by taking in the sheet number, the sheet name. We'll then take the current revision, the current revision date, and then when it's been issued. I can then click OK, and you can now see that we have our sheet list. Now from this sheet list here, it's very easy to filter the schedule based on whether the sheets have been issued or not. Also, I can very clearly see the revisions and what state they're at. If I want to, I can now open up another sheet, such as this one here, and then of course I can drag and drop that sheet list directly onto the drawing sheet, and that can form part of the drawing package.